Good morning, guys. How are you? I hope everything goes well. For our today's session, we're going to see our second model, sorry. So for this video class, you're going to take into account the following things in relation to the topics and all the criteria you're going to study. All right. So, first of all, it is important to focus on the title of the model. This model is about talk about countable and uncountable nouns. When we think about las cosas contables e incontables en español, nosotros tal vez tenemos en mente ciertos objetos, right? Generalmente lo que podemos contar, en este caso vendrían a ser cosas como computadores, sillas, mesas, etc. Uncountable nouns is referring to things that you can't count. For example, like juice, like water, el agua, bebidas, and there are a lot of examples. Right there, as you can see, so here then we have two of them. We're going to see like our syllables in relation to it. So remember, guys, that for this, there are two activities for this model. So the first one is the foreign, which is according to purchase order, right? You're going to be available until next week. Ustedes, la fecha de entrega que tienen para el purchase order es de hoy hasta el 16 de mayo, ¿ok? And later there is a quiz about the model, the second model right there, which is in 15 days. Okay, so focus on the following. We're going to talk about countable and countables, much, many, will, and going to. There are different topics you're going to be focused on. So we're going to start with this part. So like taking into account the different images, the different pictures you can see right here. So as since plural and singular nouns are very important, right? Then we have like some description and also like a division about them. So for example, in the case of the first one, singular, a plus noun in one plus noun, there are two possibilities and both of them are okay, right? Just the only difference that we have, it depends according to the way that we really want to focus on. So for example, looking that picture, you can say that there is an egg or there is one egg, and both of them are possible, right? For the plural nouns, the most of the time we use and we add s at the end of the noun, but there are like sometimes that it is going to be a little bit different. So 8x right here, right? In this case, right? There is going to be just one example. Entonces recordemos, en este caso estamos hablando de los sustantivos plurales y singulares, aquellos que en este caso se pueden utilizar de ambas maneras. Tenemos ciertos sustantivos como el agua, como los líquidos en general, que no se pueden contar. Entonces vamos a ver más adelante la forma correcta del uso de los mismos. Okay. So right here, let's continue with a potato or potatoes, which is a plural one, right? So there is like a rule, then when a noun finishes in O, we're going to add ES, right? To make countable nouns. So a potato or one potato. Remember that both of them are okay, just it depends of the use that you really want to make. For uncountable nouns, we have like things we cannot count, or it is prohibited, it is forbidden. So rice and milkshake. Why? Because when you are just counting raw, it is impossible. Lo que podemos contar es el uso de medidas que nosotros hacemos de determinada cantidad o producto. Una libra de arroz, un kilo de arroz. En este caso, esos serían los cuantificadores para este ingrediente. Por milkshake, for example, decimos una taza, un vaso de malteada. Yes, but we cannot say like milkshakes, right? There is going to be not a. So when we are talking right there, you can think about a lot of different things, right? Entonces, para que ustedes en ese momento participen, los invito a que ustedes mismos construyan algunos ejemplos teniendo en cuenta los sustantivos contables e incontables para mirar el uso que estamos haciendo de este tema, de este tópico. Okay, so let's practice. Choose the best option. We love to read this. Okay, this one is example. You're going to think about which is the best option according to the following examples. And remember that, so first of all, you are going to think, okay, I can count this item or not. Primero vamos a tener en cuenta si ustedes pueden contar este tipo de objeto. Generalmente cuando los objetos son plurales es porque nosotros podemos haciendo contabilidad de ese. De lo contrario, pues, no sería posible. If we say that we love to read books, it's because we really want to focus on it, right? So, for you, in your opinion, it is countable or is uncountable? Of course, it is countable. I can say that there are three books, right? Or I really like to read a lot of books, and it is okay. Uncountable is not. So right here, we can see the result. In your opinion, and according to the information that I already said before, what do you think that is the correct option? There is countable or is uncountable? If you think about it, right? Salt, there is an ingredient that we used to use with quantifiers. For example, I can say 1 kilo of salt, right? 1 pound of salt. There are different measurements that we can use. But for this ingredient specific, we're going to use uncountable, right? It is something that we cannot count itself. Entonces, es un objeto, en este caso es un ingrediente que nosotros no podemos contar cuando podemos hacer uso de los cuantificadores, cuando estamos hablando de hay 1 kilo de sal, hay 1 gramo de sal, etc. Okay. So if you consider here, how many chairs are there? According to the question that I ask, I am saying, okay, what is the quantity according to this item? If you think about it, if I use how many, is because I am talking about an uncountable thing, right? That's why we're going to use countable in this case. All right. So there is a mango and I have an egg. So when we use singular countable, yeah, we're going to take into account this example. Remember that for the consonant sound right here, mango, right? We're going just to put a or a. An egg right here, we use an because this egg more stirs with a vowel sound. That's why it's very important to make differences at the moment that you think how you speak or how you pronounce this word. Later on, we have countable nouns. We have two examples. So the first one is there are some apples, and the second one I have some eggs. As you can see right there, we are talking about not an exactly quantity. We are saying that there are some. Hay algunas manzanas, hay algunos huevos, pero no estamos fijando como tal una cantidad exacta. En este caso podemos hacer uso del some, right? En el caso de los pronombres que son singulares, ¿ustedes creerían que también se puede hacer uso del some? Claro que sí. Indistintamente que sea contable o incontable, lo podemos utilizar. For example, en el caso de que hablábamos de la sal, I can say that there is some sugar and it's okay to say that, right? It's because we use like this word not referring to like which is the like how much or how many is the quantity, which are referred to there is like something according to the item you are mentioning or you are focusing on. Okay. Later on, we had uncountable nouns. There is some sugar and he has some bread. On those two examples that you can see right here, for the first one, some, which is an uncountable noun, and for the second one as well. Right? Remember that here in our country, in Colombia, it is particular to say when you go to the bakery, puedes darme por favor un pan, dos panes, and there is something that is okay. Like here in our context. But in other contexts, in regards to the USA, it is impossible, or well, it's not possible to say one bread because the way that they made the bread, it's different. Entonces, el tipo de pan que ellos elaboran es diferente. Por eso mismo no podemos decir uno o dos panes. Entonces nos vamos a referir some bread, podemos decir una rebanada de pan, right? Or something like that, but something different. La medida cambia dependiendo del contexto. En esa misma medida nosotros vamos a anotar como tal esa diferencia que es bien importante. So, there are like those examples. Don't forget it. So singular, countable, plural, countable, and uncountable. All right, let's continue. Oh, this one there is a pretty. Oh, I love it. I love to eat banana split. It is one of my favorite recipes, and also, for example, sometimes when I'm hungry, I really like to eat some sweet, and there is a very good choice. So, where do you think there is a correct option? Like, look at something. Banana. Banana split is just the name of the meal, right? But banana is referring to this portion. If you're talking about it, you can use it both in singular and plural. Do you think yes or no? A or a, and some. There is a banana in the recipe. Singular countable noun. Okay, how do we know that? First of all, because there is used when we talk about singular things, singular nouns. And also because a is referring to uncountable noun, right? And just we know there is a correct one. Some banana or some bananas. It is not going. Okay. It is possible to use plural nouns, of course, but if you have this one singular, you know that this one is the correct word. It's different, for example, if we have there are some bananas. Yeah, you are not referring to a specific quantity, just, I mean, it refers or in regards to the number, you are just like saying that there are maybe three to burn. You are not pretty sure about the quantity that is right there. Okay. There is ice cream in the fridge. So ice cream. Like be careful with this word. When we use it, what do you think is the correct option to use that? A and some. All right. Remember that there is used for singular nouns. So I, how you can say that? There is some ice cream in the fridge. All right. If you're looking over here, right? Nosotros podemos decir hay una copa de helado. Ujú. Pero no podemos decir hay un helado. En español generalmente lo utilizamos. Recordemos que dependiendo del contexto, las palabras y las denominaciones que nosotros tenemos varían. En este sentido, decimos sí, hay algo de helado en el refrigerador. A eso hacemos referencia. Si vamos a contar el número de contenedores o el número, you can say that like the of containers or something like that. So we have to use like the quantity, and also this board. It's going to change a little bit because you can say there are 5 containers of ice cream, which is a little bit different, right? So there is some ice cream in the fridge. Why some? Because I already told you. A or M, no. Tenemos que hablar de la cantidad exacta para poner el helado como un ingrediente que sea contable. De lo contrario, no se puede. It's not possible. I need water to wash my hands. We have 3 possibilities, a, and some. What do you think that is the correct option? So please, I invite you that you participate, that you write your comments right here. during the video class, so you can tell me which word is the correct. I need some water to wash my hands. Uncountable now. We are not sure about the quantity. That's why we are going to express this expression. I need a water. No, of course not, because it's something that we cannot count, right? Remember it. I would like some juice. If we have this expression, it's because we're talking about a specific quantity, as I said before, right? You're not saying, oh, there is a lot of, there is few. No, just some juice, and that's it. With this expression, like be careful in the moment that you are using. Recordemos que generalmente el uso gramatical que hacemos de este son va antes del pronombre del cual nosotros estamos hablando. And look at here the difference. Podemos hacer del jugo, no el jugo en sí mismo como algo contable, sino el cuantificador que nos expresa que algo puede ser. En este caso, nosotros decimos, I would like a glass of juice. When we mention this part, you are mentioning here like a specific quantity. That's why we can make this item like a countable now right there, yes? But per se, right here, this juice is uncountable, right? Okay, a glass of juice, 2 glasses of juice, 3 glasses of juice. But this part, it's going to be like never using it plural, like juices or something like that. No. La parte que nosotros vamos a volver plural es la primera. A glass, 2 glasses, 3 glasses of juice. Pero ese pronombre se mantiene de igual manera. And this part, it's an example of an specified quantity. Yeah, something there is like very specific information, and you're referring to that something that you can count. Okay, perfect. So right here, let's look at those examples. Right there, as you can see in this picture, there is a woman, like she's handing some money, right? For affirmative sentences using some, we have like one instruction. For negative and interrogative sentences as well. So in this case, there is some money, yeah. Like remember that money, like this noun is not countable, it is uncountable, right? So for the negative and interrogative way, the most of the times we can use any. It is permitted to use it, right? And we're going to use the use of it. No, there isn't. ¿Hay dinero? No, no lo hay. En este caso, el any, recordemos que lo vamos a utilizar siempre para oraciones ya sean negativas o para preguntas. Hay estos dos usos. Para las oraciones afirmativas vamos a utilizar el some. There is not a specific quantity, but it's something that we can use. And right here, there isn't any money is the other possibility to answer this question, right? Perfect. I need time to study some any. Entonces recordemos, solo utilizamos para oraciones afirmativas y el any para oraciones negativas o para preguntas. En este caso, teniendo en cuenta como tal este enunciado, what do you think is the correct option? Some or any? Do we use I need time to study? Time. Do you think time is an uncountable or is a countable now? What do you think it is? Of course, it is a uncountable now. That's why we're going to use the sum. It is not a negative, neither question, so it's okay. There is cheese, some, any. What do you think is the correct option? Okay, there is some cheese. All right, perfect. Okay, let's continue. Right here, as you can see, we have another sentence, which is related to the following. She's looking at the environment, probably at the house. And the trees, we're not very sure what she's looking at. But something that we know is this sentence is negative, right? And as I said before, as I explained, the correct word is any, okay? Because some is used only with positive statements. How much or how many? There are two possible questions to use at the moment you're speaking and you're asking for some specific information. Seamos muy cuidadosos con el uso de how much or how many, teniendo en cuenta que el primero hace referencia a objetos incontables y el segundo objetos contables. For example, in the case of, vamos a preguntar, ¿cuánta agua hay en esa? mm, okay, we can say, ¿cuánta agua hay en la jarra? So, how you can say that? How much water or how many water? Recordemos que water es un objeto incontable, por lo tanto vamos a utilizar el how much. How much water is there in this jar, right? How many? When we use how many is for countable nouns. So for example, according to tables, what we can say, how many tables are there? Yes. How many computers? How many people? How much uncountable nouns and how many countable nouns? Okay, look at this picture. It's a funny, kind of a funny picture. And according to it, you're going to focus on the noun, which is cars. Cars, and well, first of all, the key that we have is this noun is in plural. Okay, so it is in plural. It means that you can count. Yeah, it is possible to do it. That's why we use how many cars are there. Okay. What is the answer? There are 6 cars is the correct part. How much and how many sugar is there? If you look at it, yes, is there is referring to a singular item. That's why it is so easy to catch like these kind of questions because since you start studying and you start understanding what is the correct use of there is and there is singular, there are plural, you can identify so easily what is the correct WH question that we're going to use with each sentence. So in this part, how much is the correct word? Okay. And right here, we use there are 3 spoons of sugar. Okay, you can tell me no, teacher, but it's not very clear for me because in the first part, according to the question, I use how much, but according to the answer, yes, right here is there. There is not here, is there are. What is the difference according to it? Recordemos que cuando nosotros estamos utilizando cuantificadores, como en este caso decimos que hay 3 cucharadas de azúcar, podemos utilizar el there are, por supuesto, porque estamos mencionando la cantidad exacta. En este caso, por eso lo cambiamos al is there, are there are. Pero recordemos que sugar por sí solo es algo que nosotros no podemos contar. Por eso tenemos que utilizar esa expresión. Perfect. How many or how much pictures are there? Okay. If you look and see right here, pictures is a plural noun. That's why we know, oh, okay, so we can count them. That's why it's how many. There are, how many? There are 6 pictures. Yes, perfect. How much or how many milk is there? What do you think is the correct option? This noun, milk, is a liquid, you know. Okay, so you think it is possible to count it or is impossible? Of course, it's not possible to do it, so that's why we are going to use how much. How much milk is there? Okay, there are 2 boxes of milk. There is the possibility. Right now, we're going to do this activity where it's going to be the idea. You're going to choose the correct option if you think there is some or any according to them. according to those sentences. So the first one is there isn't sugar in my coffee. There are oranges in the fridge. There aren't tomatoes on the table. There is oil in the kitchen and there is orange juice. Guys, remember please to think about those examples. I'm going to give you 1 minute, 2 minutes. Yes, and then I'm going to say the correct options for each of them. All right. Okay, right here we have the following options. So for the first one, as you can see, it is a negative sentence. It means there is isn't, right? If we have it, it's because we're going to write here any. There isn't any sugar in my coffee. There are, it means there is countable, right here is plural. There are some oranges in the fridge. There aren't tomatoes on the table. Since this sentence is negative, we're going to use any. There is some oil in the kitchen because it's a singular thing and we're not referring to a specific information, just in general. And there is some orange juice because you're not talking about oranges, just the orange juice, which is a little bit different. Okay. Now we're going to change our topic. So first of all, we were talking about countable and uncountable nouns. So it's very important that you check your understanding, start to do some exercises, look at different web pages, right, in internet and try to practice this topic as soon as possible and as much as possible as well. Okay. So our second topic is referring to future simple, different forms. When we use future simple, when we really want to spread like different ideas, it depends of your intention. But we have to be careful with the following. For the first part, as you can see right here, we have the use of will plus the verb in infinitive. And for the second part, we have be going to plus the verb in infinitive. Ok, ¿qué es un verbo en infinitivo? Es aquel verbo que lo colocamos en la base forma tal cual como nosotros lo solemos encontrar dentro de la lista de verbos que nosotros estudiamos. Ok, este verbo no a conjugar. Eso es para que lo tengan muy en cuenta. Entonces, para esos dos tiempos vamos a utilizar los verbos principales de forma infinitiva. So for the first part, I will help you, yes. As you can see right here, is an intention. Is that something that you are interested in doing? Yeah, it's because maybe a friend asked you, or it's just because you really want to do something for another person. In this case, as you can see, we have the use of will. For the second word, she will call me when I arrive. Yeah, you are talking about perhaps a decision, yeah, according to one situation. Be going to. He's going to spend his vacation in London, right? It's a plan, you really want to do it, or maybe for the future you think, oh, that is going to be perfect to go to that place. But you're talking about, in this example, another person. But maybe it's because you know his plan. The second part, according to it, is I'm going to be an actor when I grow up. As you can see right there, which is the main verb? The main verb is be, right? Be an actor when I grow up. So those like this part, it's already used with infinitive. There is okay. This part is not conjugated because there is first person. But if we have here like she, This has to be conjugated. Different from here because always after to the verb is in infinitive. It has to be. Ok, entonces recordemos algo rápidamente. La forma gramatical que tenemos el futuro simple. En este caso, entonces, como habíamos mencionado anteriormente, so we have the subject will, affirmative or negative, want or will not, help, which is the main verb, and the complement. And we're here for going to. Entonces, para going to siempre vamos a hacer uso del sujeto, luego del verbo to be conjugado. Es decir, I am, he is, she is, you are, we are. Going to siempre oirían de esta manera. Y el verbo que le sigue, que es el que ustedes se quieren enfocar. It could be spend, it could be book, it could be walk, whatever. Okay, let's continue. For future simple, as you can see right here, we're going to see like some more specific information or examples according to this. We use will to express a voluntary action. We use will to express a promise. And we use will to express a spontaneous decision. The action is decided at the moment of speaking. For the first one, we use will to express a voluntary action. Okay, so for example, there are two speakers in this conversation. The speaker A says, I'm really hungry. And the second speaker listens to this person and answers, I will make some sandwiches. If you're referring to it, okay, there is a voluntary action, es una acción voluntaria en referencia a algún tipo de situación. En este caso, estamos viendo que la persona dice que realmente está hambrienta y la otra persona se ofrece voluntariamente a hacer algo, a preparar, en este caso, emparedados. Si nosotros vemos en qué contexto podemos hacer uso, utilizar en contextos variados, yes, in a lot of. Okay, let's continue. With the second part, we use will to express a promise. What is a promise? It's that something that you said that is going to be true, that you're going to do, maybe in a specific period of time, or maybe no. But the most of the times that we make promises is because we are sure that we are going to accomplish them in a specific length of time. I promise I will not tell him about the surprise party. It's possible to do it that way? Of course, yes. All right. So, the next part. Recordemos que el will not lo utilizamos generalmente cuando estamos escribiendo en la forma más formal de ese auxiliar, o podemos utilizar también el I want, which is W, O, and apostrophe T. Both of them are possible to use. So, we use will to express a spontaneous decision. The action is decided at the moment of speaking. The phone is ringing. I will answer. Okay, right there where you can see. So the phone is ringing. If you express a spontaneous decision, it is something that you're going to do right there at the moment of speaking. So I will answer. Is your decision. Okay, those are three examples of three uses according to future state. Si tienen alguna pregunta, no duden en este momento en escribir, preguntar, cualquier inquietud que ustedes tengan. La idea es que vayamos interactuando un poco más para que asimismo ustedes puedan hacer práctica de los temas gramaticales que estamos viendo. Okay, for future simple, there are other uses as well. So, look at this example. We use will to request help or offer help, both of them. Will you please help me to do my homework? Of course. Or I will help you to do your homework. It is going to be the answer according to this question. So it is possible to use will like the main auxiliary of this question, of course, because you are referring to a future time, but you are making a request. Están haciendo una petición. O también pueden ofrecer ayuda con el uso de ese tema gramatical. Okay, let's continue. We use will with words and expressions like probably, possibly, perhaps, I'm sure, and I expect. All of them are possible to use, of course, yeah. So when we say possibly, probably, you are thinking about that maybe it's going to occur, maybe it's going to happen, but you're not 100% sure about it. I will probably get there by car. You are saying that probablemente yo llegaré allí en carro. Eso es lo que ustedes esperan o lo que esa persona espera. But it doesn't mean that it's true or it's false. It's just one expectation. The next example, we use will when the main verb is be, even if we talk about the planned events. For example, I will be in London tomorrow. Okay, you are referring to a future action, and you are saying like this for this sentence: I will be in London, I will be in Neiva, I will be in Medellin tomorrow or next week. It could be. Okay, let's continue. What we have right here, it's another topic which is related to be going to, the use of it. When we use be going to, when we talk about prior plans, stern intentions, or fixed arrangements. So when we have those uses, yeah, we're going to focus on the following. I am going to buy a new car next year. You are talking about your plans, yes, or your strong intentions. Right there. I'm going to buy an apartment. I'm going to buy the lunch. All of them are possible to say. So the next one. We use both will or be going to predict future events, but then are okay to use. The weather tomorrow will be sunny, or you are going to be a famous artist. Okay, all right. So we're just talking about different predictions, not only about weather, but also about a person. And finally, we use be going to, not will, to make predictions about events when there is a concrete evidence. Look at those dark clouds in the sky. It is going to rain soon. Cuando hablamos de ciertas evidencias que tenemos frente a ciertas situaciones, vamos a hacer uso del be going to. ¿Ok? That's okay. Pero que sean evidencias concretas. And expressions. All right. Tomorrow, I go to the market tomorrow. Soon, don't worry. He will be here soon. Next week, next year, there will be another meeting next month. In 5 minutes, in 2 hours. I will return in 2 hours. And later today, I will finish my report later. Ok, according to the explanation of all of these topics, entonces vamos a recordar, en primera medida estuvimos hablando de los sustantivos contables e incontables, entonces para que lo tengamos muy en cuenta con el uso de expresiones como some, any, how much, how many, there is, there are. Later, we were talking about will and going to, okay? And now we're going to focus on some time expressions. For the first tomorrow, I'll go to the market tomorrow. You're talking about what? Like a plan, all right, could be, or like a decision. Yes, like a decision, because you're referring to this part, like when, a specific day. Soon, don't worry, he will be here soon. Next week, this year, there will be another meeting next month. In 5 minutes, in 2 hours, I will return in 2 hours. And later today, I will finish my report later today. Okay, right here, this one is our first activity that you have to send it to me, which is since May 9th until May 16th. The competencies that you are going to be focused on and that you're going to be developed are taking into account the grammar topics like future tense, going to plus will, of course, countable and uncountable nouns, much, many, and there is and there are. You are going to participate, well, ordering a product for your company, including at least 5 sentences using future tense. We're going to post your requirements. What do you have to do? So, according to those topics, before participating, you must study Model 2 content from the PDF and material de estudio. Recordemos que todos esos temas gramaticales ustedes los pueden encontrar en el material de estudio que está cargado allí en un formato PDF, para que vuelvan a repasar toda la información. Write a formal email for ordering a product for your company. Includes at least 5 sentences. Entonces recordemos que la cantidad mínima de oraciones en este caso, how many sentences are you going to write? 5 sentences, or at least. Make at least 5 questions. Ahora, luego van a hacer 5 preguntas al vendedor, to the seller, about the quantity, acerca de la cantidad. And that's it. So, remember that when you talk about like different kind of products, if you really want to express the quantity, you have to be careful with the use of many, much, few, some, any. Design a pause, a purchase order with the next information. Size, quantities, name of the product, and brand. Entonces recordemos todas las características que ustedes deben de colocar una vez poseen la información. Entonces tenemos en primer lugar el tamaño, la cantidad, el nombre del producto y la marca. Sorry about that. Remember to use topics of the model 2 and the vocabulary of your glossary. Very important. And the second part for this model is our quiz, which is according to the second activity. All right? So here's the criteria according that the activity is going, how the activity is going to be evaluated. So first of all, you're going to be focused on the use of language, if you express grammar correctly, if you're taking into account the vocabulary and expressions we already saw in this video class. For the coherence, if I found coherence into the sentences into the task per se. And the extension is okay, referring to if the sentences that you are creating are a little bit long, not too short. Okay, that is all for today, guys. So thank you so much for your time. I hope that you really find this video class interesting for you. If you have any doubts, anything that you really want to ask me, you can send an email, and thanks. Have a great day.